Hi, I'm Bob Ross. Glad you could join me for today's episode of The Joy of Painting. Alright, so today we will be creating a beautiful valley. Let me take some alizarin crimson mixed with a bit of Van Dyke brown. Okay, let's start.
Alright, I'll tell you what. So we'll just put a happy little tree here. A happy little tree. Yeah. Let's call him Harold. Harold the tree. Okay. But he needs a friend. So here's Harold's friend. It's another happy little tree. Just some happy little trees. Ain't that beautiful?
Hello, dear automatic binding brick enthusiasts, and especially blue bricks fans. Blue bricks, you create automatic binding brick sets, such as this one, set number 102590, the Fir Tree set, which includes the same design thrice, and in total is made up of 741 pieces, if I recall correctly.
Little happy trees and push. Look at there. There.
Blue Bricks itself is situated in Germany, and of course the bricks themselves are produced within China. In the same region where other automatic binding brick brands produce their own products, their elements. And these are relatively natural designs and actually quite realistic compared to Lego models or Lego equivalents that usually are far smaller and don't include this level of detail and this amount of ball joints, because the dark brown tree trunk has a few of these ball joints, and the branches themselves, the pieces connected to these ball joints, are dark green, or at least they're supposed to be. The color shades are slightly different from Lego's color palette, but they should match Lego's color palette relatively well. I'm just using one tree because you build exactly the same design thrice. There is absolutely no variation between the different trees, so they are not different at all. So these trees are built upon this 8x8 base, which is a round base in green. And upon that we have a dark brown 6x6 round plate with some dark brown cheese slopes. And since I've already mentioned cheese slopes, you get quite a lot of them in this set that are attached to the branches with this SNOT technique, as I like to call it. It's just usually pronounced snot, but it's just an abbreviation for the studs not on top technique. So the branches are constructed in different ways. There are actually two types of branches, and if you want to build all 3 trees at once, which I suggest you do, you'll save yourself a lot of time that way. You have to build every single branch 12 times if you're building those 3 trees at once, simultaneously. Okay. So this is the second type of branch, which has another ball joint down here, and that's also a dark brown ball joint. So it's not dark green actually. They saved a bit of money there because the set only has dark brown pieces for the trunk, but the same ball joints used for the trunk are used for the branches as well. But that's totally fine. And then we've got a lot of green cheese slopes. But the posability of these branches is absolutely indescribably incredible, and it's beyond what I expected actually from this set. Also, the stability of the branches is actually quite astonishing, for a set that has automatic binding bricks and is not Lego. But there are quite a lot of other automatic binding brick brands, if I express it that way. That's the most complicated way to express it, I dare say. So these 3 trees, it's a very rudimentary design, but what's great about them is that they can be incorporated into any mock that you are working on. So mock is, again, just an abbreviation for my own creation. And, in comparison with Lego designs, of course, obviously, Lego also provides some advanced designs like the Lego Ideas treehouse, which also comes with a gigantic tree, obviously, which is also very realistic. It does not lack realism at all. Yet, these are something quite intriguing for the average Lego collector, who lives relatively close to Germany, because if you live outside of Germany, there's a certain distance from the country that will certainly make the sets more expensive if you order them, especially if you live in the USA and those sets have to be shipped via the Atlantic. If you live in the UK, I believe that would certainly be sensible to buy these, to buy any kind of blue brick sets. I have already watched a few English reviews, but there's actually one that is genuinely from the UK. But I actually quite enjoyed this, so this is just a short overview, very brief description of what these trees actually genuinely are. But let's take a look at the pricing, because a lot of people allege that Blue Bricks has this one specific advantage, which is that they have some rather low prices compared to other brands, especially Lego. I mean, I'm really well aware of the fact that Lego's prices are indescribably high. Yes, I do know that. I just compare not the piece to price ratio as you usually would do, but I would rather compare the mass or actually weight to price. So the amount of plastic that you get for your money. So as you will be able to see on this kitchen scale of mine, the Blue Brick set number 10 2590 has the approximate weight of 244 grams with a price of $29.95. In conclusion, I have calculated that 1 cent is worth 8.15 grams of plastic. And in comparison to that, the total weight of Lego's Harry Potter Privet Drive number 4 set weighs approximately 583 grams. If we divide the mass by the price, as we just did previously, we end up with a ratio of 8.33, which actually is a little better than Blue Bricks' ratio, but not much. And that just shows that even though Blue Bricks has a far better price to part ratio, because it's 741 pieces for 30 euros, and in Lego's case, it's 797 pieces for 70 euros or dollars, depending on your region. That actually, it shows that the average piece in a Lego set has more weight than, the average piece in this Blue Brick set. So I believe that the price should just be about, 25 euros maybe. All right, I hope you've gained some insight into the different prices. I personally think that even though the price of this is actually relatively fair for, what you get, ultimately, I believe that the price should be lower, just because the quality is definitely not as high as Lego's quality. There's a common consensus that says that the quality of Blue Bricks pieces, equals 95% of Lego's quality. So what's your opinion on this? Do you believe that Blue Bricks surpasses Lego in some regard? Or would you always prefer Lego to Blue Bricks? Do you have a specific connection to Lego, or do you have a specific connection to Blue Bricks? So which brand overall do you think is actually more effective and, genuinely better at creating the product for the consumer? Obviously, Blue Bricks and Lego, they have different kinds of target groups. Lego targets children, and obviously Blue Bricks targets adult collectors. But I hope that you've enjoyed this little video, and I'll be creating some more Blue Bricks videos in the future. Alright then, goodbye.
Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.